Good morning.
Morning.
It's my pleasure to present my research titled as Fibonacci Sequence and the Trend of 100-year stock market. Good morning, everyone. I am Zhang Gongxiong from Taiwan. And there are two main issues for discuss in the Fibonacci sequence. The sequence itself and the 0.61a is another issue. The 0.61a was found first time by mathematician Pythagoras, and the Fibonacci sequence was established by the Fibonacci. He finds a natural rule for the rapid multiplying, and not only for the rapid, but also for all living creatures. And the number, the multiplying is very interesting and useful in the some field. And we can look at nature number 1, 2, 3. The 3 is 1 plus 2, and we can accumulate it. 2 plus 3 equals 5. 3 plus 5 equals 8. 5 plus 8 equals 13, and so on. And this is a Fibonacci sequence. And if we divide the accumulated number by the next one, the answer will approach 0.618, and 1.618 will be obtained if we compute it inversely. So, for example, 2 divided by 3 equals 0.667. 3 divided by 5 equals to 0.6. 5 divided by 8 equals to 0.625. And the answer following will be approach a number. The number is 0.618. And this is and this number is called as golden cutting ratio. And if we use the space sharp, we can use a rectangle. If we cut a square from the rectangle, the sharp depth will be same with the original. And if we link the cutting point, we will have a spider, and the spider is the perfect spider. So the cutting point is golden cutting ratio 0.618. Like the number in the Fibonacci sequence, the 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, and so on will be follow a spiral. And the 0.618 appear everywhere in the world, like ancient building, Greek temple, Taj Mahal in India, Egyptian pyramids, and Vatican Cathedral rotating escalator, and in famous building like Eiffel Tower, Oriental Pier Tower, and also in arts like Da Vinci Genesis, The Last Supper, Mona Lisa Smile, and also they appear in the famous logo and design like Google, and the apple. Also, the 0.618 appear everywhere in the universe, like hurricanes and the galaxy. It's amazing that the number 0.618 appear in our body. So maybe someone will ask, how can Fibonacci sequence be used in investment? The answer is yes. In the investment, there are very method or technology to analyze the investment buying or selling point. And there is a famous theory in investment is the wave theory. Like this map, we can see in the world wave, there are 5 upward wave and 3 downward wave. And in each main wave, we can have small wave. For example, in the first main wave, we have 5 small wave, and in the second main wave, we have ABC, 3 small wave. So if we count the wave number, we will also have the 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, and so on. So it's the follow the Fibonacci sequence. So if we review the stock market in past 100 years, the stock market touched the lowest index in the 1932 after the big crash 1929, and after that it go in the bull market, a long bull market, nearly 100 years. And if we look in detail, we can find something available for our investment. In the 1910 and the 1920, there is a floating index before and after the World War I. And after that, in the second part of the 1920s, there is a new era bull market. How comes? Is a very many invention for human being, like radio, TV, movie. They are push the economic. So the index increase sharply. So we can see in the 1920, there is a new era bull market, and the index increased from 100 to nearly 400. It increased 4 times in 5 years. After the bull market, there is a big crash after the 1929 and touch the lowest points. And in the 1932, the index number is 41.22, and after that is above to the 200, and in the next 10 years is floating between 100 to 200. And after the World War II, here is another bull market. So the index increased from about 200 to 700. So it increased about 3.4 times the index. And after the Cuba Missile Crisis, the index increased again from the 6 100 to 1000. So in the 1970s is 14. Why? Because in this decade, there are 2 times for the oil crisis. So the economic was affected badly by the oil crisis. And after the 1980, there is a big bull market from index about 700 to 3,000. So it increased about 5 times in that decade, as it is very credible after the 1990, because in 1990 we was in the IT generation, so the PC, www website invention, and our economic growth a lot. So the index increased from 2,000 to 12,000. In that decade, the index groups increased 6 times. And after that, we know bad news occurred. That is the dot-com bubble. So the index fall to 7.7 thousand, and after that is increased to 37,000, and now about 34,000. So how do I use the Fibonacci sequence in forecasting the turning point of stock market? In the each point, in the Fibonacci sequence, that it denotes turning point. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. So the turning point is important for investment to decide what time to buy and what time should be sell. So about 3 years ago, I have minor research that I apply the Fibonacci sequence. And how I do it? First one, I add Fibonacci sequence to the 1932. So I have the years 1933, 37, 40, 45, 53, 66, 87, 2000, 2008, and 2021. And we can look at the turning point of follow the Fibonacci sequence. They are important event in past 100 years. Like in the 1945, World War II end. Like in 1987, that is Black Monday. Dow Jones fell 22% in a single day. In the 2000 dot-com bubble and the 2008 American subprime mortgage crisis and the global financial crisis. And in the 2021, we know the COVID pandemic and the following economic recession. So in this map, I circle the turning point I figure out. So we can denote that every single turning point is denote a very important event in past 100 years. And following, I compute it again, but this time I deduct the Fibonacci sequence from 2021 anniversary. So if we use the Fibonacci sequence deduct from 2021, we can have 2016, 2013, 2008, 2000, 1987, 66, 45, and 1932. So also we have the circle in this map. Not every single circle denotes an important event in past 100 years. So it's real, or it's just a coincidence. It's my finding that there will be a big crash around the end of 2021. So is it real, or it's just a coincidence? We can check it out. This is a trend of the famous stock market around the world. We can check if it's a crash in the 2021. Okay, this is Dow Jones and the S&P 500. They hit the top on January this year, but the Nasdaq hit the top on November 2021. Frankfurt Index hit the top of November 2021. Paris Index hit the top on January 2022. Nikkei Index hit the top on September 2021. This is early than the stock market in West countries. Hang Seng Index hit the top on February 2021. Is the early one. Shanghai Index hit the top on December 2021. And Taipei Index hit the top on January 2022. So it's reality that a critical turning point for stock market in the world around the end of 2021. So next we will be discuss what are the critical factors affecting the trend of stock market. We know in the bear markets there are a lot of downward factors affecting the markets. Generally we call them gray rhino or black swan, like wars, oil crisis, financial crisis, bubbles, and economic recession. In this map, we can denote something that affect the stock market to downwards. Like in the 1929 to 1932, we have a big crash. And after that, we have a lot of big war like World War II, Vietnam War, Cuba crisis, and the 3 times oil crisis that affect the economic and the stock market. And of course, there are global financial crises also affect the stock market. And in the bull market, there is only one upward factor, that is technology progress. So we can review past 1 centuries. There are a lot of inventions good to human being. Like in the 1920s, there are mass production of phonograph, radio, cards, color movie. So it's a new era bull market in the second part of the 1920s. And after the World War II, there are low network construction and the car popularized mass production of TV and computer invention. Next, we have PC and the W network invention. So we are have a life in the IT generation. So the stock market increased in nearly 100 years. So first, the Great Rhino or Black Swan after the COVID-19, we know something affect us now. For example, COVID-19 unstable, climate change, and Ukraine wars, food crisis, global inflation, interesting rate rising, and the shock to consume and the investment, government deficit, and the debt crisis. Oversupply in past half century, and the supply chain reforming now. And everybody must face the economic recession now. So a lot of people were concerned how deep and how long will be the big crash this time. So we can review first the sex crash in past 100 years. This table lists the duration and the negative return for next sex great crash. It includes the Great Crash 1929 and 3 times oil crisis, the bubble, and the financial crisis in 2008. So we can have a conclusion that if we have a great crash again, that maybe the return will be negative 40 to 90%, but it's the bad news. And the duration will be between 12 months to 44 months. So it's terrible if we have a great crash in the 2021, but it's real. So I have 2 scenarios about the stock market post COVID-19. The first one is optimistic, and the second one is pessimistic. In the optimistic scenarios, I forecast the stock market will fail to 0.618 of the top with about 30 months lag. So it's about the end will be located at the Q1 of the 2023. It's the Q1 next year. And I forecast the Dow Jones will fall to about 23,000, and Nasdaq will fall to 10,000. It's optimistic, but if we have the pessimistic scenario, and will be fall deeper. So I forecast the stock market will fall to 0.382 of the top with about 34 months lag. That's around Q4 2024. That is the year after next year. So I forecast the Dow Jones index will fall to 14,000, and the Nasdaq will fall to 6,200. So it's true scenario maybe will happen, and so we have prepared for that. And then this two map denotes the scenarios of Dow Jones and the Nasdaq. So I have a conclusion. The first one is Fibonacci sequence can be used in forecasting the turning point in stock market. Second, there is a big crash around the end of 2021. The third, this big crash 2021 will last 30 to 34 months and have a 38 to 62% loss. I think when we have invest the stock market, we must consider the return and the risk. And if we can manage our risk by forecasting the turning point, then we can reduce our risk and will be have a good performance. So I'm happy today to present my research, and thank you for listening, and welcome to contact me by WeChat or by email. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the wonderful sharing. Time for discussion. Is there any questions?